Sometimes I'm not the best communicator, and neither is he. I'm getting some work done. It's Sunday. I wish there was a day off for me, but there is not right now because I'm doing this 30-day challenge. My husband made this for me because he knows that I'm annoyed with him. Sometimes I'm not the best communicator, and neither is he. But I do appreciate this gesture, and it's really delicious.
Are you finally awake, mister? Are you finally awake? You know, it's almost lunchtime. You're only just waking up. Is that because you woke up at 11:30 at night to run around the house looking for food? Is that why you slept so late today? Oh, don't mind me. Don't mind me. I didn't just have to run around the house with you at that hour. I hate fighting with anyone, let alone my own husband. But over the course of many years and 2 very intense relationships, I have learned that sometimes fighting is a good thing. Fighting is necessary. I remember the moment I realized the crucial difference between my relationship with Anthony and my first marriage. Anthony and I are both passionate people. We are vocal, opinionated, and some might say stubborn. So when we fight, and we do fight, they can be the knockdown, drag-out variety. It was during one of these arguments, when I was admittedly raising my voice and he was raising his, that I discovered what real safety is. I could be angry as I felt. I could yell, I could allow steel to enter my eyes, I could fight back as hard as I felt I needed to, and not be afraid. I'm not a proponent of yelling, and I like to think I do it rarely, but what I hated so much before was thinking I had to spend the rest of my life inside this muffled quiet, as if I were trapped inside a bubble, my reflection distorted on its filmy surface. Whenever I had the audacity to poke through, feel the cool air prickling my cheeks when I pressed my fingertips and the bubble popped, I was made to realize too soon that I was stupid for wanting to breathe outside, for daring to think I could. Put simply, our relationship wasn't strong enough to handle the full power of my voice. And for the rest of our marriage, being quiet became a habit, not just in my home, but at work, at the grocery store, when I went to the spa to get my eyebrows waxed, when I walked my dog in our suburban cul-de-sac. I couldn't even watch movies about emotional conflict or love because I was afraid they'd make me feel things that I simply couldn't quiet down.
I'm telling you, it's the garlic. What have you guys been watching on TV? We've been watching Wheel of Time. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I had sort of a chill day. Basically got up out of bed, I didn't have to run. It's Sunday. And I basically just started editing from when I woke up. Let me try and explain this feeling that I get sometimes. It's a really good feeling. Like when I'm upset with my husband, sometimes I don't want to talk when I'm upset because I'm afraid that if I say something, I'll say something hurtful that I don't mean because I'm angry. And so I just don't say anything at all. Again, I'm not the best communicator sometimes, but I'd rather say nothing than say something really, really injurious. So I just don't say anything sometimes. I have this thing that I inherited from my grandmother, my 친할머니, my father's mother. I also don't stay angry. My grandmother was like that. She'd get angry about one time she got mad at me because I wore purple jelly shoes to school. And I couldn't understand why. And the only reason I wanted to wear those jelly shoes was because they were hers. And I always thought she was so cool when she wore them. And so I wanted to wear jelly shoes like her. But she didn't think it was smart for me to wear those to school. And she told me not to, but I did anyway. And she got super mad. My grandmother used to get mad about a lot of different things, but one of the things that I grew to know about her was that she never stayed mad. And if she did stay mad, like on the rare occasion that she did, like it was bad, like I did something really wrong. But for the most part, she didn't. And I'm sort of the same way. I really can't stay angry at someone when they reach out to me, like in tenderness. And now it's gotten to the point where a lot of times Anthony knows why I'm mad, even though I don't say why I'm mad and we don't talk about it and we don't communicate about it. He just knows. And instead of having like a brouhaha over it and getting everyone stressed out by yelling and saying things that are hurtful, he'll just reach out and he'll just touch my hand. And I wish I could describe for you the feeling that I get. It's a physical feeling. I feel like something is slicing through my heart. And it hurts, but it hurts like in this really wonderful, beautiful way. Like some part of me is being healed, even though we're not talking about it. Before Anthony's father passed away, I spent a lot of time with him in the hospital, and a couple of nights I told Anthony and his brother and his mom to just go enjoy a night out without the stress of being by their father who was so sick. And I stayed with him, and he would tell me all these stories. Sometimes it would be quiet. We would just stare at the wall together. He would sleep and I would read my phone. And sometimes he would tell me things, and one time he told me that one of his favorite things about him and his wife was that they could communicate without talking to each other. He would lose his temper over something or be angry with her, and they wouldn't talk all day. It would be tense and salty. But then right before they went to bed, they'd be tucked in, and he'd turn off the light, and then he'd just reach over and he'd touch her head. And they knew everything was going to be okay.
Even after my divorce from my first husband, I found silence to be instinctive. When I got mad at Anthony, I'd stare out the window, gaze at the black trees spearing through the purple sky as my lips drew together into a thin line. After 17 years of negotiating through stillness, I was scared of what would happen if I'd opened my mouth. So in that fight with Anthony all those years ago, where I articulated my position with stinging clarity, my teeth flashing as I felt my lips peel back in anger, I also felt total joy, elation, at the sudden knowledge of my safety, this man, at whom I was terrifically mad, with whom I was outrageously in love, would always know not to cross that line, as if we'd drawn it together with a piece of white chalk, not between us, but around us.